gosh. What is that? It is. The end is...
Sigh!
That's right. We're back with another installment of The End is Sigh. I'm Nate.
I'm Todd. And you're you.
Yeah, they are you. Keep being you, all right? Don't change. Don't let anyone ever tell you to change.
Oh, okay. I was going to say unless... I got stipulations, but if not, we're going with Nate's opener. Yep. Stay however you are. Mass murder,
we all know what Todd was going to say. He's like,
Wait,
you know what? Unless you're a Gen Zer, fucking change.
God damn it. I was going to say it. I should have just said it. Grow up, Peter Pans.
Yeah. Welcome to The End of Sigh, where we normally talk about movies. From those movies, we grab a couple subjects, and we bullshit about those subjects. Today you caught us on the subject or side quest episode. And what side quest are we talking about today, Todd?
So, well, we've got a couple. We each take one in, and these are from last week's episode on the NeverEnding Story. So I am going to do the science behind imagination, and you're going to do... I think it's a long one. It's a lot. There's a lot of words in this title. What is it? What is your title again? Your topic?
The title is books.
Books. Okay. Nailed it. That's a good starter for Wordle. I mean, it's not a good starter. I would do it just because it's a challenge. It's got 2 O's in there, right? You're burning basically a space.
Is your Wordle game pretty good?
I just hit 1,000 Wordle games. Been doing some Wordling. Been trying to catch up because I only started this year to do Wordle. I've always just been like, if I start that, I'm going to feel the pressure to like be good at it. Guys, I'm fucking crushing it. But I try to keep my percentage high, right? Obviously, everybody wants to. That's just trying to beat the game. But I'll start to like, I was like, all right, well, I'll do the hard mode. It's not, I don't know. Hard's kind of, sometimes it makes it easier because it forces you to overthink the words. And then now I basically, whatever the word was the day before, that's what I use as the starter for the next one. So if it's like sassy, well, I'm burning 3 S's in one fucking shot, but it's what it is, baby. But yeah, that's a little Wordle to the wise for you all. Which, I mean, is kind of meaning out of the meantime, so that's a good segue into what we're going to say now here, Nate, is what have you been doing in the meantime since they last heard us?
So meantime, weather's getting nice. We have gotten the garden planted, so that's exciting.
Ooh, okay. My salsa garden's growing?
A watermelon.
That's not my salsa garden. Okay, great.
Peppers, tomatoes.
Okay, that's 2 of the ingredients.
We got snap peas.
Not going to go on my salsa, but I get it.
Zucchinis.
Nope.
And there's a couple other things. We got salsa and peppers. That's 2 of the big main ingredients in salsa. We have cilantro.
That's the one I was waiting for. Okay, you got my cilantro, my peppers, and my tomatoes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take it. I approve of your gardening now.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's exciting. We'll see if anything happens. Last year we did watermelon. Nothing ever happened with those.
Oh, really? You should do it like, what is it, the Japanese do it, where they grow them in like boxes so you can get square watermelon. Like, you do crazy designs. Yeah.
Well, there's like they do like a Frankenstein head for like the pumpkins and all that too.
Yeah. They get crazy with that stuff, dude. It's really cool to see. So if you can do that for Halloween, that'd be great.
Yeah. Maybe the zucchini, I'll get, a nice little cock and balls.
Oh, wow. So already I got to go hit the explicit button on this one. Hold on. Let me... Wow, I didn't think it would be you, Nate. I didn't think it would be you.
Sorry, I guess, should I say penis and testicles? And then therefore it's scientifically accurate. Therefore they can't get us with the explicit.
The problem is you already said cock and balls. So it's already out there, isn't it? We can't put the genie back in the lamp, okay?
No, that's where you just edit out cock and balls. You just bleep it out. There we go. Clean start. We're all ready now.
It's just you talking penis and testicles. And yeah, just drop it right in the middle, completely out. I mean, don't tempt me with a good time. That sounds like too much work, though. Let's see. Okay, so salsa garden. Anything else going on?
Then weather being nice, getting more into the woodworking again.
Ooh.
And I milled down my first piece of raw lumber. And I filled up a 5-gallon bucket of just wood shavings from the black walnut. I was like, what do I do with black walnut shavings? I was like, maybe I could use it for compost or something, mix it in the garden with the soil. No, there's a weird chemical in black walnut that's actually toxic for that kind of stuff for growth. So it states that, you should put it on a garden, like where you don't want weeds to grow or anything like that. And I was like, well, I guess I could do that.
But you don't want Jaime to start eating it and then...
No, I'd probably do it out front.
Oh, okay.
But...
just other people's dogs.
Yeah, I looked it up online, saw the little diagram for the chemical for it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to draw this on my whiteboard at work. And next to me is our R&D guy. And I was like, yeah, that's what's in the black walnut. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's bad. So this molecule here and everything, right off the bat. And I'm like...
nerd alert.
Thought I felt smart for a second, and then he just shows me up with that shit.
Is this the guy I keep giving shit to?
It is that guy, so I'll tell him where you live.
Fucking nerds talking shop. When I picture you working on wood, I feel like garage door open, shirt off, sweat on your brow, chainsaw in your hand, going through some black walnut.
Guys, Todd looks at me as like a sexy woodworker. That's his fantasy that you guys are hearing from him.
Don't put that in my head. But now I'm picturing the lumberjack in was it Step Brothers when Will Ferrell hits down the door with the lumberjack and picks up the therapist.
I'm here to give you my seed.
Yes. That's what you yell as you're woodworking. Your neighbors are like, oh shit, we don't go near that house.
This is going to be great because, Todd's going to have a weird dream tonight now because this is in the back of his head.
No, because now we've talked it through. Now I have to now we really have to picture and talk it through because my brain will be like, no, you've discussed that. If I just left it at that sentence and you moved on real quick, I'd be forced to reconcile that within in my subconscious. That's how my dreams work.
What about you, Todd? Huh? What have you done to make meaning out of the meantime?
Mine was more media based, I would say. I caught up on a few things. I kind of dabbled in one, finished one whole thing, and then concluded something else that I think you also concluded. Did you conclude a giant piece of media this last week?
Giant piece of media. We're just a couple boys here talking. What would it be? Just a couple of us. It would be super if you did. Yeah. I think we're on the same page. The boys.
The boys. Well, before we get to the boys, we'll finish with the boys here. So I dived into... I watched a movie called Dandelion. Have you heard of this? This is an independent film that stars Vic Michaelis from Dropout fame and other things. And we obviously saw it at the improv show. And it's 20 minutes. It's free on YouTube because basically it's almost like an art conception piece. They got the money to make it into a feature film. So it's a quick, again, it's like a quick watch, and it's just about Vic's helping almost like a troubled youth kind of find a home, like a temporary home. And like she's going to like her friends. She's like this network of people that usually will take in people and help them through transitions and stuff like that. And she just kind of plays that fish out of water with this kind of, I guess fish out of water is maybe not the best way to phrase it, because she's like, this is what she does. But, she's butting heads with this person and trying to find them home, even though she's the child she's helping is not like, being the best about it. She's like trying to escape and do all this kind of stuff. Right. Like, so it's actually quite serious, but also has kind of that independent film charm. But yeah,
okay. Nice.
Yeah. Check that out. And then, as we alluded to, the boys.
Yep.
So, woof is what I wrote down as my first note. This is going to be spoilers. We're going to go over this pretty quick, I think. Jump ahead 5 minutes when we say go, and then you can pop back in. How about that?
All right, let's do it.
All right, and go.
So yeah, boys. It wraps up some of the characters a little better than I expected, but for the most part, it was just a wash of a season.
Yes. Dude, there's so many things wrong with the ending of this show.
Yeah.
Homelander's power levels are all over the place. Everybody's power levels are all over the place. They're garbage. They don't make sense from one scene to the next. In one instance, Frenchie taps on a wall and he zips over to him like he's the goddamn Flash. And then when he's fighting for his life, he can't get out of a goddamn room. Crazy.
Well, that's the thing that's ridiculous, because there was a fight earlier in another season where it's Homelander against Soldier Boy and Huey and
this is Herogasm.
Butcher, and he's able to break out of that no problem between all three of them. But this one, he's having a struggle with
Kimiko,
Butcher and Kimiko, and then his son. It's just weird.
He was already struggling without the son there.
Yeah, but like I said, Starlight having a fight against the Deep, I thought that was nice because it started with them, ends with them there a little bit.
Why'd she bring him to the ocean? She doesn't know.
That was weird. Yeah, that was weird. Yes.
When they land on the beach, you go, "That's bad writing. We know why they're here."
Yeah. And then you had the Butcher Huey scene. I thought that was actually kind of good. Of like, they didn't change Butcher. Of he was a piece of shit and he was hated, and they addressed that. So I thought that was good. Mother Milk getting married, all that stuff. Thought that was great.
But why was Ryan?
It was just a happy ending. Gen V characters made no fucking sense at all whatsoever.
Yeah, and the Gen V thing, to your point, I know we've talked about this in person over previous episodes, but like I've never seen Gen V, and for them to introduce these characters to basically have them do nothing and leave the show, I was like, great. What? Like I just shouldn't have to have watched Gen V to understand, and apparently I didn't need to because it didn't matter. So you can't have it both ways. Like, well, you don't know who these characters are. We should have watched it. Well, they didn't do anything, so I shouldn't have watched it. But then you included them, and then they didn't do anything. What a waste. Everybody flip flops on everything all the time. There's even like when they did Terror, the pup dying, I was like, why? Why now at the end of the entire, why would you add this? And then he's like, well, I'm going to go kill everybody, including my son, apparently, because like I don't care anymore. I'm just going to go do it all. And it's like, well, what the hell? Now you don't care if you kill his son? You're mad because you wanted to be with him, and then he said, I don't like you. And you're like, now I'll just kill everybody. The V1 plot didn't matter. Never needed to happen. The virus plot didn't matter. Never needed to happen. The Deus Machina for the last 2 episodes where Kimiko is all of a sudden just created as the next Soldier Boy with no decades of Russian experimentation. She just got uranium for a little bit, and now she can do the thing. Obviously, she was going to be able to take him out. The world was empty. And the last thing I'll say is, you had the big Frenchie thing, right? And then it starts at this funeral where it's literal jokes about assholes over and over again. It didn't stop. You're just like, shut the fuck up and get to a real moment. Yeah,
they really screwed that. Making a joke out of his death, like, I get it. That's the boys. They just decided, we're going to be funny and crazy, but not when it comes to like a death that you want it to be meaningful and impactful. It should have had a better speech than trying to make buttholes into a sentimental thing.
Yep, absolutely. And even have him like come back as like a Force ghost almost. It's just the big fight, the scorched earth meant nothing. It was just in the White House set piece. They fought for a little bit, then he was done, then he was dead, and it was just over. It was just like, what a crazy build up for like the first season or 2 are completely different than the last. Completely. It's night and day. So very disappointing. The show had so much potential. But anyway, I think that's that.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's besides the boys, I mean, just some other random stuff, a couple episodes from here and there. But Widow's Bay, happy to report, is still doing good. So knock on wood, it keeps the life alive in it. So but that's it. That's what the week's been.
All right, nice. I guess now we got news for me 2 weeks late. Doesn't work the same.
You didn't even try to make it rhyme. News for me. Hoo-wee.
Yeah, it's news for Nate 2 weeks late. All right, take it away, Todd.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Everybody loves it. Buckle in, everybody. I'm going to start just ripping these out. Nate, you can tell me your thoughts on each one. The GameStop CEO was suspended from eBay for selling stuff to, quote, pay for eBay.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, God. And then the bid was rejected, and they called it neither credible nor attractive. So that's just, it just went away. As dumb as we thought it was.
Yep. Well, yeah, I think there was a thing about it saying, like, where are you getting the money from? He's like, don't worry about it. I'll get the money.
What fantasy was this? I don't understand. It makes no sense. The Pentagon releases UFO files detailing over 400 incidents. And guess what? No one cared. It's a classic distraction tactic. And it came and went, and nothing. It's just, this used to be cool in the 50s.
Give like an actual like life specimen at this point, right? That's the only way.
Oh, it's true. Like, give us actual creature shit.
Yeah.
I can see that. Next up, a tourist threw a rock at a seal. You probably saw this. It got caught on camera. He said, "It's okay, I'm rich. I can do what I want." This 37-year-old man was then beaten up by a local who found out about it because his name and job and everything got released on the internet. And now he's fined like $50K, and I think he's facing federal prosecution because this was a famous. It's wildlife, and I think it was also a famous seal people knew about.
Yeah, just don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah, that is the lesson here. Nate's this one. Peacock is making 4 Fast and Furious TV shows, according to Vin Diesel.
What? Oh, fuck yeah. I can't wait to review those on the pod. It's going to be so great.
Oh, don't. I didn't think it could have gotten worse. I didn't even think about that possibility.
Yeah, here we go.
This is us looking into the future. So, yeah, what did you think about Toretto's son's spinoff on the moon? It's
great.
Really gone.
It really harked back to family again.
Oh, man, I thought they jumped the shark on that one, but yeah, okay. Oh, that was just a peek. All right, let's go back into this. That's my editing skills. I can look into the future. This is what I'm going to call Trump time. This is a quote from him. He's quoted on camera saying he doesn't consider Americans' financial situations, not even a little bit. Because, or Iran potentially could have a nuclear bomb every 2 weeks since the 80s or before. And, there was a National Mall protest piece in the DC War Memorial. It was pretty cool. And it featured 3 arcade machines that had Operation Epic Furious straight to hell on them that you could play as Trump. It was like a role-playing game with quotes from Trump's own Truth Social posts. So,
yeah, I saw that. That was good.
Yeah, I would have loved to play.
There's like pictures of the soldiers themselves playing it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Those are good pieces where you're just like, it took a lot of work to put that together.
Oh yeah.
And to have, you just wish more people heard about them. This is why we're here. We're here to spread the good word. Good word in all quotes, because Speaker Mike Johnson says that insider trading for Congress is good so they can provide for their families. Nate, do you know how much a congressperson makes per year?
Yeah, because this has been beaten over the head. $174,000.
Sure does. And that does include deals or the free meals that they get.
Yeah.
They hardly
the
work.
The meals, the travel, the free healthcare that they have.
Yep.
The fact that they don't work 5 days a week.
Not even the full year. They just shut shit down. They don't vote on things. They don't have to know about them.
But the fact that he claims that that's not enough to live on, so everyone, like, true to their saying of, like, that's not enough to live on, then what the fuck are we doing? Why is minimum wage what it is?
Couldn't have said it better myself. And then moving right along, this is the biggest news of the week, and you've probably heard this because how could you not? It's the biggest grift I think we've ever seen in the United States from a money standpoint. This is the DOJ that created a slush fund worth $1.8 billion to basically pay Trump allies. So the scam goes as follows. Trump sues the IRS, an outfit from which he runs, right? He controls them. He sues them for $10 billion, but then he settles it before he even gets to court, right? Then they award him $1.8 billion, which then he uses to curry favor to buy votes for those quote-unquote deemed unfairly treated by the Biden DOJ, specifically as they've all called out to these people by his attorney general, who used to be his personal lawyer, is running this. So that's not a scam and illegal and whatever. This is all insider bullshit. But as I was finishing here, what they've shown is that this is all going to January 6 morons. Insurrectionists, like people that have actually gone on to commit horrible crimes since then, like murder and stuff, like abuse, all this stuff, could potentially get millions of dollars for showing up to DC and threatening to hang the vice president and killing officers and injuring people as they did it. And we're going to work tomorrow.
It's fucked.
Yeah. And then Trump at a rally, I think today in our time here, 2 weeks for you guys, said to the audience he'll be here in 2028, probably 2032. They're just saying it out loud with no repercussions. Literally, no one's putting him in check. No one cares. It's just let him do whatever he wants, ruin it, and let the dumbasses be dumbasses is essentially what's happening here.
Yeah, it fucking sucks.
Yeah. But that was Trump's side. So back to non-Trump stuff, but an asteroid, we've recently talked about these bad boys, nearly the size of 2 school buses, came as close as 1/4 of the distance between Earth and the moon. Like, it was incredibly close, all things considered.
Damn.
And we didn't know about it. Like, the early warning stuff, like nothing, they were like, oh, that happened. And we're just like, what the fuck? How did we not know this was happening? Like, we could just get hit by an asteroid right now. And now that was it, right? Like, it's just crazy out there. We're rocking space with other giant rocks.
Damn.
Yeah, that was, that's a little timely for our what movie was that, Nate? That was Your Name.
Yes, it was.
Ooh, my memory worked. Then Sir David Attenborough, a legend. He turned 100 years old. He got his flowers. There's a lot of celebrations. Just super cool to see somebody that, loves the world and Earth and everything so much and has like really been an advocate for it. Get to enjoy some peace. So
nice.
Yeah, that's my news for Nate 2 weeks late.
Okay. I figured maybe you'd touch on I might say his name wrong. Mamdani? Yeah. So Mamdani. One of the things that he's done is help get rid of a $12 billion deficit in New York.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. They said it couldn't be done.
Taxing the rich.
Yeah. But imagine that. Doing the one thing we know works clearly and should have always been happening.
Yep. It's just insane. But kudos to him.
Yeah. But I will say to that point, though, when you said, he taxed them and they were able to pay off this thing that they said you just couldn't be done. Bezos was just on camera saying, you could tax me twice and it wouldn't help the local teacher make her, life better. And it's like, let's fucking test it, bro, because I guarantee it will. Put your money where do it. Pay twice as much and show us.
That he pays billions and billions of dollars in taxes. Okay.
When the records show he has paid zero in the past. So
yeah.
Yeah, we both did a at the same time. The end is But that was 2 weeks late. That is all. It's all I've got. Nate even brought his own news for me. Hooey! And now we are moving to our next, the biggest part of these non-movie episodes. That is the side quests, in which we discuss what we learned from the movie. And Nate, do you want to start? Do you want me to start? How do we want to tackle this?
I'll go ahead and turn the page and start us off.
Oh, literally turning the page, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So books. There's a lot of them. On the last episode, you even discussed how many books there are.
I get it. It's a pun. Okay. Yep. Uh-huh. Well played. Yes, I did discuss. Yes, I did discuss how many books there were, and there's billions.
Yes. Out of those billions of books, what are some of your favorites?
Oh man, no prompted. Just what are my favorite books? Let's see. I would. Oh, by the way, I said billions. There's 156 million. I had to look at my old notes. Okay. We were just talking about billionaires and stuff. We're in a headspace. My favorite books. Well, I mean, I did tell you about a recent book I had read, which is One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This. So that's a new favorite. Mm-hmm. But I mean, classically growing up, my favorite series of all time is His Dark Materials, and that is the Golden Compass book line. So it's the Golden Compass to the Subtle Knife to the Amber Spyglass. 20 something years or whatever passed, and then the sequel series has finished. I have the most recent book. I've not read it because I am trying to read book 2 of the Dungeon Crawler Carl book. Nate's previous recommendation that I have now. I'm in the middle of book 2. But besides that, I mean, I grew up with, I've read The Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia. There's a lot of kind of fiction, kind of those classic ones. I'm trying to think back, like when my mom would take me to the library, I would always get those like Garfield books. I loved the Garfield books. I would always read Garfield, like the comics, but like, like it's like a big collection of them. That's what I remember as like an early book. And then what are they called? The golden books? Is that like the Pokey Little Puppy and the Ugly Swan and stuff? Those tiny little ones with the gold edge. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know that one.
Oh, he would know if I showed him. I'll look him up. But yeah, what are yours? Is that the question you were gonna? Would you like me to spool you up?
If you're, yeah, sure. Let's.
Well, then I just did.
Growing up, Calvin and Hobbes was always one of my favorites.
Oh, damn it! Yeah, ditto.
Yeah, it was a good classic. R.L. Stein books, any of the Goosebump books, was always good to read.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess, the Dungeon Crawler Carl series is one I've thoroughly enjoyed so far. Other than that, just comics, also books. Not according to the damn librarian from NeverEnding Story.
Wow, he's got a grudge on this librarian.
I do.
Now I'm showing Nate a picture.
Oh, okay,
of the
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yep. The little golden
the gold
books
spine.
Yep.
And then, what was it? I never read a lot about Animorphs.
Ooh, I never read Animorphs. Was there a TV show?
I think there was a TV show, but they adapted it probably from the TV show. Either way, lots of books. Everyone has their own favorites, genre, book, story. But I also wanted to ask you, everyone growing up, there's always like that curriculum of it needs to be Fahrenheit 451, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yep.
Lord of the Flies, Catcher in the Rye. Yes. Do you feel like any time like that should be updated, or it should just always stay those old classics?
I definitely think they should be updated to include more. I would not replace some of those because, like, if you read those, like, they still hold up because they're like almost universal truths and messages that have been distilled into a story. So you're like, that's timeless. Like 1984 is going to be timeless. Catch 22 is timeless. Slaughterhouse-5, Animal Farm. Even though there was a animated remake, and I remember calling this on the pod. I was like, that trailer looks like shit and does not look like it's living up to it. Apparently, that's the case. But anyway, Animal Farm is about a very serious subject, but in a presented in a way that's like digestible about animals on a farm. Imagine that. And then I just read Fahrenheit 451 for the first time, I think last year before, and I was like, holy shit, this is brilliant. Yes, I understand why it's also timeless. And I read Lord of the Flies. I've been trying to catch up on the old ones you just mentioned. Yeah, I think new ones would have to be included just because they would reference more modern things or tell the story in a more modern light, right? I'm not the expert to say this is what the books should be because I don't read. Like, I would put One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been, because that's the most recent thing in my mind, right? That almost seems like a cop-out because I just talked about it, but it's great. I can't say that like, the Chronicles of Narnia are telling a good story because that's just Christian propaganda at the end of the day. Is there good moral stuff in there? Sure. Is there some bad stuff in there? Sure. But as far as like people being like, I'm going to tell this story and I'm going to make a message out of it, those don't get popularized. They don't get put into curriculum. Even, when we were in high school, wasn't like, these stories that you were mentioning are way back in the day. They came out and we were reading them in the 90s. So shit hasn't been updated enough, even for when we were in school, to be like, oh, that we were introduced to that, and that should definitely be taught because that's a new lesson and blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to I'm rambling now. God damn it. But I would think the stories would have to almost like address social media, right? Like maybe fears of not being as popular as the other person or how you're perceived or your legacy. It would almost have to be things that reference things that kids are growing up with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
To almost like to tackle their struggles.
Yeah. Almost being comfortable with yourself and who you are, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, stuff that affects them today more so than like, maybe some of the themes of like, obviously mass surveillance is always going to be a thing, but kids don't necessarily, they're in their bubbles and their doom scroll. So you'd have something called the doom scroll, and then it would be a book about somebody in some scenario where they get unlocked from having to see the worst things, and they're experiencing life, like they're touching grass, right? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, I feel like for me, I guess those books, it was always hard because I was being told, hey, this is what you need to read. And that was always a hard part for me of reading, being like, this is what you're going to read, even if you're not into it or anything like that. It was just hard to get into the books at that point for me.
So you didn't like it because you were told to read
it. But also like sometimes those stories don't gravitate towards me. It's not really my area where I'm like, yeah, I read it, but I just couldn't get into it.
Okay. Are there any classics that you do, like you're like, oh, that one did stay with me that I did have to learn in school, or?
Sadly not. This is where I'm very uncultured in that sense of like the books I listed off. Yeah, those are all part of it, but all over my head, nothing really stuck with me. Maybe Lord of the Flies, but it's only because we read the book and then watched the movie.
The old British.
And so I don't know if that's why, but yeah.
Okay, well, is that the same thing? Like, would you say it's comic books? Like, you can remember those growing up and those told you stories that stuck with you and not the literature that maybe a teacher was making you read?
Even then, that's hard to say because comics, like, I didn't get into until I was out of high school.
What shaped you, Nathaniel? Movies shaped me, I'll give it that. What shaped
Shows
you?
and movies, yeah.
Okay. So same thing, just obviously a much different era, as you guys have seen all of our picks. Okay, fair, okay.
Oh, and Legos. Legos shaped me as a kid. They really shaped me.
You shaped them.
Wow, that's so meaningful.
Thank you. In the pod right now. And all that, just fade out.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get your kind of feel on books and that stuff. Other than that, I have books and how they were made back in the day of like kind of going through different time eras and such.
Look at the builder talking about building.
Yeah. So you had books and stories being told on cave walls and all that stuff. That's some of like, I think the oldest.
Where'd you get this article from?
This is from Walsworth.com. This was published May 10th, 2024.
Oh, Walsworth sounds like a famous British museum.
Right?
Okay.
But yeah, so they go through some different types of books. And the first one they have here on is scrolls. So
scrolls, okay. That makes sense.
Long before the printing press, the earliest form of books were scrolls. Long stretches of paper containing writing in columns. Unlike books, scrolls are not bound with multiple pages. Rather, the entirety of a scroll's text is contained on a singular sheet. So I like the concept. I think it'd be interesting to have, like, if there's like a short story or something that you really enjoyed to be on a scroll that you'd have in your house, like a modern day.
You're going to open up your fucking phone. You're going to get an ad on TikTok for like Etsy scroll stories. You know this exists somewhere and it's going to be fed to you now. Scrolls, Etsy, scrolls, Etsy, scrolls.
If it's not there, all right, looks like we got a side gig.
So there you go. I mean, when you were saying that, I was like, stories of like, how long is the average scroll? Like, how do you know how long the scroll's going to be? Can you make a scroll longer?
I'm pretty sure you could. Like, it's just one scroll. Out of scroll. It's that like.
What if you're in the middle of a sentence?
No, it's just a scroll that goes on forever. Like, it just rolls out and it just goes to the end of the room. Yeah,
but that thing is like, I don't know why I'm picturing Game of Thrones right now, where that side character was in like the Citadel or something, reading all the stuff from the. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I was ready for you to get gassed out on it. I can't help you, but
I'm just picturing those scrolls. I mean, I think those were actually books. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, I'm just imagining like the guy is writing the scroll and he gets to the very bottom and he's like, oh, fuck, I didn't plan this one. If it's like and he's like, shit, I got to get a new scroll to finish this thought. Like, what do you do? Do you do that?
So his end thought is and then the next scroll is just end.
He's like, Nailed it. That's a bit in a cartoon. I think we just also got our next cartoon ender. We're starting cartoon show.
All right. From there, we have wax tablets, generally made of wood and covered with a sheet of malleable wax. They date back to the first millennium BCE. Wax tablets are often bound together in pairs, so the contents can be closed off and protected, and so the writers could benefit from the use of two wax surfaces. These wax tablets offered convenience from the fact that they could write easily and be erased, but lacked the writing space and permanence of a scroll. So this, I'm just imagining, was just two wax things, and then they just burnt it in?
I guess, but like, how big are these tablets?
I couldn't tell you how big they are.
Like, that doesn't seem efficient at all. I mean, if you're back in the day, nothing's efficient, right? But you're not getting a lot of words on these tablets, I would imagine.
No, this is this is more poems, I would say, yeah.
Ooh, little odes.
Yeah.
Ode to the book. That would be Nate's title for this side quest, and he'd chisel it out, and he would burn it into some wood, and then he would get a tattoo of it. I'm talking about other forms of putting down human knowledge into words. This is.
And then I'd be like, yeah, check it out. And then Todd would be like, you misspelled a word. And I'd be like, yep, God. That sounds right for the course.
What was it? What's that? The gag from We're the Millers? No regrets, not even one letter?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I can't even know what, I don't remember what they said.
I think it was, yeah. Now, movie reference on our movie podcast.
We did it. From there, we have Codex. Around the 1st century CE, a new format emerged, the Codex. This revolutionary invention, believed to have originated in Roman Empire, consisted of individual sheets bound together at the spine, much more akin to a modern book. The Codex offered significant advantages. It was far more portable, durable, and user-friendly than scrolls.
Yeah, guarantee that. So what's the difference between a Codex and a real book? I don't understand if it's... How is that bound?
Above all, the Codex offered much more writing space than scrolls. A scroll long enough to hold contents, entire amount of book, difficult to use. The original Codex were handwritten on papyrus or vellum, an early form of paper made from animal skin.
That was the word he was looking for, is papyrus. But yes, let's see. So I'm looking at pictures of the codexes, and they just look like books. We'll get a codex expert on the podcast and tell us about these. But yeah, for now, it's just a book with less of a spine. Yeah, that's good. Huh. Okay.
All right. And then from there, there's woodblock printing, the dawn of mass production. So fast forward to China, where we find another crucial development in book history. Woodblock printing, this method dates back to 2nd and 5th century CE, involved carving characters into wood blocks, which were used to press ink onto paper. So just pretty much stamps is what they're talking about. So it's not an actual book. It's just, hey, we got a stamp. Here's an S. All right. Here's an I. Here's a G. Here's an H.
Yeah.
What does that spell? Sigh. Okay, cool.
Well, the thing is, like, I was already trying to talk about my next point, and then I was like, what did he spell? There's an S and an H, and I was like, did he spell shit? And then you're like, I was like, that makes
shit.
I mean, so what I was going to say is, that's the starting of a printing press, right? That's basically how that works. It's all it's stamps that all just rotate in there, chunk, like you swap them out, and they roll across the ink, and like that's basically how you get the start. I think
woodblock printing was pretty much hand done. Where the printing press, Gutenberg's revolution, which is the next one. Oh. So a huge development in printing technology was introduced in the 15th century Europe with Johannes Gutenberg invention of the printing press with movable type.
Yep. I want to see how long you can keep that bit going before you got distracted. All right.
Gutenberg's system was used individual reusable letters that could be rearranged to create different words and pages. While the original Gutenberg's press required much more time and labor than modern printing press, his innovation dramatically increased printing speed and efficiency, leading to a surge in book production and literacy rates across Europe.
So he's like responsible for mass distribution, basically, like taking local colloquial stories and like bringing them to everybody across the pond, right? Like that's without him doing that, and Gutenberg's a big name. I've heard that name before. Without him doing that, I mean, how much longer do we wait before information, like the information age, starts to spread everything out?
Yep. And do you know what the first book was that was printed on Gutenberg's press?
Was it Gilgamesh?
No.
Damn it. Peter Pan.
No, it's the most sold book everywhere.
Oh, that's the Endless Sigh autobiography.
You got it. Nailed it.
The Bible?
Yes, the Bible.
Damn. You know, I'm kind of proud of myself for not even thinking about that book in existence. But it makes sense.
Yeah. Then from there, it goes into the evolution of book printing. Gutenberg's printing press wasn't the end of the story. The evolution of book printing was just getting started. Over the centuries, book printing continued to evolve. Paper production improved, eventually leading to materials like papyrus and parchment being all but phased out. The improvement of paper also made books more durable and affordable.
Okay. Again, more mass appeal, mass distribution.
Yep. From there, modern day book printing applications more. Continued advancements in print technology led to invention of many specialty print applications such as lithograph, thermographic printing, embossing, debossing, and much more. What is debossing?
That's what we do. We're debossing. We start podcasts like we're the boss, and then as we get through, we're like, we're debossing this shit.
So yeah, pretty much from there, it just became to where how can we make it better and quicker as far as printing the book?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Once you've got the literature in place, how do you distribute it? How do you make it quicker? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because nowadays, it's either you got your soft covers, your hard covers, or everyone's favorite now, digital.
The Kindle, the Nook. Is the Nook even still a thing anymore? Did that go away?
I think it is. I'm pretty sure it still is.
I have I'm reading Slaughterhouse-Five on the Books app on my phone. That's just how I have it right now. I did buy physically the copy of Fahrenheit 451 because I was like, that was a banger. It was a banger, bro. Guy Montag in there was just fucking doing the right thing despite all the odds. You guys don't even know.
So yeah, that's pretty much books.
That's it. Books.
That's it. There's nothing more you need to know about books. You've learned it all here.
Guys, we read the article so you don't have to, okay?
Even if they're dog shit.
No, those were good notes. Mine are always all over the place. You at least keep a narrative. I will say, on our previous episode, we talked more about a moratorium potential on this. So if we did a moratorium, you guys could go back and read those classics, and we'd all be on the same page. See? For all that context, you have to listen to the past episode. I'm not going to... Here's the crib notes. Oh, shit. He was going to stop me before I started on this, and you know what? I'm going to crib nuts it anyway. You just every 5 years, 1 year, you don't publish anything, ever. Nothing. Movies, TV shows, games, board games, podcasts. Oh, shit. That means podcast, too. I just found a new wrinkle. Uh-oh. Nothing new comes out and you get to catch up. All right, that was my crib notes. And a stark realization of my own. Cool. No, right. Appreciate the books. And obviously the NeverEnding Story was about a book. And then it was also about your imagination. Oh, the more you know. Nate did the more you know kind of thing with his hands. You know, the rainbow spreading out from the side there.
The more you know, or... if you know SpongeBob, he does that for imagination, and it creates the rainbow.
Oh, boy. Guys, I don't think I've ever seen a full episode of SpongeBob in my life.
Guys, get ready. A couple episodes in, we're watching a whole season of SpongeBob, and we're going to review that just for Todd.
We will not be doing a full television
Wait, is that the movie? Is that the movie that Todd hasn't seen that would surprise me?
We haven't done that part yet. We will. We will do that. We should have done it at the top. Damn, we're not gonna do it in between. Do it right now. Fuck it. Fuck it. We don't care. There are no rules. What am I doing rules for? Before we get to the next side quest, the science behind imagination. Spoiler. Nate's gonna take his guess on the movie I haven't seen that would surprise him because I should have seen it. And he gets to ask me one question every episode and guess.
Did this movie come out before the year 2000?
Yes.
It came out before, okay. Let's go. See, I don't even know what's come out before the year 2000. I have to look at the list.
If you're going to ask me questions, you better have some way of whittling that down.
Sure, let's just go with Men in Black.
No, that is not the movie I'm talking about.
Okay, all right.
We are the Men in Black. Something,
Men in Black. I just want to remember.
Sorry, we need a musical break right while Nate could write in his journal the questions he's asked me.
Yep, pen's dying, but all right, we're good to go. Todd, take us away with your topic.
To a world of pure imagination. And now the movie, I'll give you a spoiler, it is also not Willy Wonka. But yes, based on the NeverEnding Story, this side quest is about imagination and real life coming together. And so I wondered to myself, like dreams, what's the science behind how we imagine things? Like, how does just that take place? And we did kind of go over aphantasia in a previous episode, which is the inability to see something in your mind's eye, which is crazy because the story in NeverEnding Story is Fantasia. So, guys, there's something there. I didn't look further into that, but there's something. There's a thread that if I was a journalist, I would have pulled on. But I will say that I did get a lot of good information about kind of like the parts of the brain and everything that go over this, and some interesting facts about how imagination works and how people that don't suffer from aphantasia create these things and what that takes. So I will jump into that after I did a nice little goog. And what I came up with first is an article from medium.com. And it says, imagination is most commonly understood as the ability to create mental images or scenarios that aren't currently present. But neuroscience paints an even cooler and more functional picture. Imagination is the brain's capacity to simulate, combining past experiences and future possibilities into new hypothetical realities. In a nutshell, imagination is your brain's built-in simulator constantly running what-if scenarios to help you predict, plan, and adapt. Like, imagination is very important to typical success and survival. And that's where I every time when I started to think about aphantasia, I was like, how? How again? I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I just don't get it. Again, we need an aphantasia expert on here. Maybe we'll do the movie Fantasia with Mickey Mouse, and then that'll force us to talk about it. They go on to say this simulation of your brain imagining things is super complex and happens across several interconnected brain regions. Your sensory areas light up when you imagine something, creating a similar perception as if you experienced it for real. And it also lights up your hippocampus. Remember this one, hippocampus comes up a lot. The part of your brain that keeps track of your memories. While you're creating scenarios, the hippocampus pulls all your relevant memories into the mix. And that kind of brings them to this, like, I kept seeing this word pop up, it's an acronym DMN, basically DAM without the A, and it stands for Default Mode Network. And I found on an actual, very scientific piece of literature from Frontier in Psychology titled The Neurobiology of Imagination, Possible Role of Interaction - Dominant Dynamics and Default Mode Network. So I dived in to this article, so you don't have to read it, which you probably never would have. The DAM is explained, so bear with me. It says, Simulation processes play an important role not only when we think about the upcoming actions of another person, but also when we think of our own future. The authors in here, Buckner and Carroll, have suggested that envisioning the future, called prospection, remembering the past, conceiving the viewpoint of others, also called the theory of mind, and spatial navigation are all specific instances of a more general process of self-projection, which involves medial, temporal, parietal, and frontal circuits that also appear to have a high metabolic activity during passive rest and have therefore been themed or termed default mode network. Nate, can you summarize that for me?
No. We got hippocampus and
you remembered the main one. That's what you really need to remember. So all that jargon aside, we had to kind of buster through that one there. To bring it back to a higher level, it's really a matter of the difference between imagery and imagination. And they say that they will define imagery as the production of mental images associated with previous percepts, and imagination as the faculty of forming mental images of a novel character, aka one that's never existed, relating to something that has never actually been experienced by the subject, but a great extent emerges from their inner world. So, like, this is all
imaginary friends.
I mean, kind of. And despite the two terms sharing obviously many semantic features, imagery and imagination, imagination usually indicates the faculty of creating mental images and constructs. This is basically a more technical way. I just said the other one from Medium, but constructs of a novel character, a capability that appears to be especially developed in humans to create like a character that doesn't necessarily exist. In this view, the more basic faculty of producing mental images of previously experienced material is arguably present in other species, together with a primitive form of imagination, namely a rudimentary form of prospection. And they say that is like the faculty of creating a mental picture of a future or anticipated event. And basically what I saw from that was, it's like almost like a dog knowing that the meal is going to be served at a certain time. They can picture the food bowl. They know what that looks like. It's a prospect thing for like non-humans that kind of see this like of like, they can still imagine a scenario that's going to happen and then they can react to it, but they might not be picturing themselves starting a small business and, whatever. Like, they're not going to do complex things like that. They're going to do very simplistic.
Man, I would buy the shit out of lemonade, though, from a dog at a lemonade stand.
I don't think that's not piss. I'm not sure that wouldn't be piss, to be honest. Imagery can trigger appropriate behavior as real environmental stimuli do, which means it's almost like your brain almost feels it the same way it would if you were present for that experience. Like, if touching the desk or something in front of me, right, that puts a response in my head, all the feeling, everything like that, whereas my imagination can still light up the same areas in my brain, depending on, like, what I'm feeding it, like what my memories are of, like, if the desk is cold, or if it's sturdy, or, like, whatever context it's in.
Okay. It's building a little story of it.
Yep. And it says, this capability is thought to be present in several mammal species, especially in great apes. In humans, imagery has been investigated in the motor domain, visual domain, and auditory domain. A general finding of these studies is that the brain areas activated during perception and during imagery overlap to a large degree. So everything's coming into play. Your hearing, your visual, the memories, like everything has to work together for this to happen. And going back to Medium.com, before I go back to Medium, any thoughts here on imagination?
It's very complex.
It is, guys. Apologies. when I'm doing these and I'm dumping in, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to add this little context. And I start reading and I go, oh boy, that is, that's hard to imagine.
Oh, I see what you did there.
But you asked me like my favorite books. Nate, what's your favorite imagination? Like, there's no
no, that's fair. Yeah.
There's no appropriate like back and forth on that one. But we have established in previous episode that you are able to like picture an apple in your head. Let's say it's a Granny Smith, since I tried red apples and you yelled at me for that one. Let's picture Granny Smith with a sticker on it that has the 4017 code for a UPC, and you can spin it and you can see a drop of water fall off of one side. The stem's a little bent, it's brown, and it's sitting on a tablecloth. Like, you can picture that in your head.
Yeah, and as I go on to picture it, it's sitting on a throne that's stating that it's much better than a fucking red, delicious apple. Savage.
But it's delicious.
It's not.
Distraction aside, back to medium.com. They say that recently, and this article was posted in late 2024. This article titled "The Science of Imagination." I did not steal my title from their title. I came up with the science behind imagination before I read this fucking title. It says how your inner mind shapes your outer reality. And it says, neuroscientists had the breakthrough realization that the dam was extremely active during daydreaming and mind wandering, and that this network links the prefrontal cortex, aka planning and decision making, with the hippocampus, the memory, and other regions. It's responsible for blending what you already know with what could be. And not to flip-flop on you guys, we're going back to the scientific literature again, guys. We're going to go back to the guys that did the research. Here's why they make a point for why you should never squander, be ashamed of, or dissuade children from using their imagination. Because through imagination, Nate, we are able not only to anticipate future events to a certain degree, but also to enrich our sense of the world and even conjure up alternative worlds, such as utopias. We can picture what should be and what could be. The best case scenarios, right? We can picture that futuristic world in our head where everything is nice and great and we don't have billionaires running it. Like, we can picture that, and that's what imagination needs to accomplish tasks.
Yeah.
Oh, he's lost
sad.
Oh, he's got a weird smile. I think he imagines something else. It says imagination can also be strongly related to inner speech, which is a feature of human self-awareness and of crucial importance for the critical analysis of the virtual scenarios provided by the simulation processes. So, like, when you have your thoughts in your head, it's almost like the devil and angel on your shoulder. When you have that internal monologue going on, that's imagination, and it's key to this. And imagination is key to be able to have this conversation where you be like, "Oh, I want to go do this," and your brain's like, "Well, this is what could happen." Would you say you have like a very strong inner monologue where it talks to you a lot through scenarios?
Oh, 100%. There's times where I argue with myself.
Same, and I think that's naturally the human experience. I think not everybody always has that. Maybe those are the sociopaths. I don't know. We'll tackle that on a murderous episode. And I equated this to, is like, that's the scariest thing to me about death. As like an atheist, I was like, if you die, not only does the body stop, but that other dialogue you've had since birth, the inner voice, also stops too. All of that inside, what I'm talking about now, when I get over what I'm doing right now in my head, overthinking something in my head and stumbling over words, and I'm like, oh, well, how's that going to present on the podcast? They're going to be like, oh, that Todd guy talks too much, otherwise I'd listen more. Or, man, Nate keeps messing up papyrus. Like, they're like, when I'm in my head overthinking like things that happen in the pod, that all goes away. Like, there's no like, oh, I'm in some other plane and this thing's talking. Like, that's what's scary, is almost like losing that version of yourself in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're murdering them.
Well, if I die, I'm not murdering them.
It's your fault, though. You died, so you're a murderer.
Oh, the failure, too? Shit. As I'm taking my last breath, it's like, you failed me. I'm like, no!
Last words, no.
No. Why did he just scream no? I don't know. His internal monologue admonished him for dying. But anyway, so more reasons why, like, it's important in the inner voice. They go on to say, in particular, simulation has been recognized as an important means for our understanding of social perception. In fact, simulation can make it possible to know what it feels like to perform actions by recruiting neural circuits that partially overlap with those activated during the execution of such actions. Again, I'm trying to like equate all this into like my own experience or what I think they're talking about. And this might explain over analyzing, going into, like, let's say somebody that's really antisocial in a group environment. They're like, well, like, worst case scenario is that I go and I say hi to people and we have general conversation. Great. Otherwise, I could have seen the boring scenario, but I also perceive the worst case ones where it's like, oh, well, you make a fool out of yourself, or they don't like you, or you do something weird. I don't know, like, whatever, like, everything that bad can happen overweighs that. And that roll of the dice is often not worth exploring. So silence it is. So I think people become anti-social as a result.
So you're saying it's almost like people are going through their own butterfly effects in their head, rather than living it out.
God damn it, you're right. we all stepped on that butterfly, and we've seen all the different ways that changed the outcome of just a simple task. Like, that's why I think people these days are, scared of like calling the restaurant to put an order on the phone because they don't, oh no, I don't want to talk to the human being. And it's like, they've already perceived that I can make a fool of myself, or I'm not going to know when they ask me, or I'm going to look dumb to this other person on the line, and it stops you. And I think, as stupid simple as I'm making that, like as an analogy, that is almost like because your imagination's working.
Yeah, I mean, total side tangent of that. So we went to a restaurant, and this restaurant has 2 locations that are not the same, but they are the same, which is weird. So the one restaurant
KFC,
we went to,
KFC / Taco Bell. We talked
no. So the one we go to first, it had fish and chips. It's like one of the things that, Kat loves there and she enjoys. We go to their other location, and she's already had her mind made up. She didn't look at the menu or anything. She's like, I know what I want. Guy comes up. Yeah, what'd you like to order? She's like, yeah, I'll take the fish and chips. I'm sorry, what? The fish and chips. Yeah, it's you guys, I've had at your other location. And they're like, we don't have that here at all. So then, of course, that perception of being wrong then now is like second guessing yourself throughout any other interaction going forward.
Yep. So you're saying her imagination was too good and it ruined her dining experience.
Yeah.
But anyway, all caps, all roads lead back to the hippocampus, as I said. And the last article I found was from Scientific American titled Where Imagination Lives in Your Brain. And they recalled a person named Henry Molaison, known for years as HM, who was famously unable to form new memories. If someone he had met left the room only to return several minutes later, he would greet that person again as if for the first time. Because of surgery to treat intractable epilepsy, HM lacked a seahorse-shaped brain structure called the hippocampus, and had amnesia as a result. His case helped establish the hippocampus as the engine of memory. This kind of taught them that this was the piece that retained. And they go on to say that brain scans of healthy people showed that their hippocampus was engaged even more when they imagined the future than when they summoned the past. In part because imagination depends largely, if not exclusively, on memory. Gamulabaga. You know what that is, Nate?
Yeah, it's a dish.
Shit. It's not... What is it? Baba Ganoush? But like, if I made up like that term and I said, imagine that walking up to you, you have no idea what that is because you can't inform that based on anything.
No.
So it's just blank to you. You're like, okay.
Well, I'm imagining the dish, though. That's where I'm looking.
Now you're imagining Baba Ganoush because your memory came and played. Now you can imagine it attacking you. This is how imagination works. But I'll finish it all up with 2 experts. And one is Daphne Shohami, a cognitive neuroscientist at Columbia University, has found that people with damage to the hippocampus are much slower than those without brain damage to choose between food items. She says, say a Kit Kat versus M&Ms, they both like equally well. The problem seems to be that they have trouble imagining what the options are like. It looks as if they are spending more time trying to conjure up the evidence of which one is better. She says, in the end, they make a choice at random because the hippocampus, the damage to there says like, you cannot like, oh, well, I had that one Kit Kat and it was amazing. And M&M's, sometimes they're okay. Or they don't even get that. They're just like, I can't imagine which one tastes better right now or which one has made me feel better. And so I'm just going to choose one and go with it. And like, that's kind of like a real watered down version of like what she says, like why memory matters and why the hippocampus helps you make decisions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just thinking of when I order food. Yeah, whatever.
Nate is missing his entire hippocampus. No hippos, no campuses to be seen. And lastly, there's the mystery of how people separate a real symphony from music playing in their head. Lauren Frank, a systems neuroscientist at the Howard Hughes Medical Institute, says, it's amazing that we're not all psychotic all the time, that we're not all delusional, because our brains are clearly making stuff up a lot of the time about things that could be. So, and most of that Scientific American article was tied to his research, so he's kind of like a big piece of the studies and stuff like that. And he's saying, like, it's crazy, we're not just crazy.
I mean, we're all a little crazy.
I mean, that was crazy, guys. What I just put you through was fucking crazy.
I feel like, I know some things now.
Dude, I would challenge you to repeat anything I've just said, but I'm not going to make you do it. It can't be hippocampus. It can't be hippocampus.
Damn without the A. DMN.
There it is. What's it stand for?
Shit. I can't remember.
Guys, I wrote this down many times, and I'm going to have to scroll back up, and it is the default mode network. Basically, that's like your baseline of how your brain's running things with that.
All right.
Nate, with that, what's next? What's after our themes?
What's after themes? We're going to tell you what we're doing next week.
And what is it? I know this is a Nate pick. I've never seen this movie.
Or is it Ins and Outs? Fuck.
You know what? Let's just do your movie. And we'll go to Ins and Out after.
Next week is going to be 2012's Chronicle.
Yep. Never seen it. I can imagine the trailer and potentially the
You've never seen it?
I don't think so.
Ah. Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah. No, never seen. I've seen clips of it, I think.
The found footage?
Yeah, I know. I remember seeing clips. I couldn't tell you. Man, unless I saw it and I totally erased it from my brain.
I thought you've seen it, but
I don't. My hippocampus ain't coming up with the answer on that one.
Guys, find out next week when Todd's like, I did see this.
I mean,
nope, never saw this.
I've seen it in chunks.
Okay.
Because I can remember like different plot points, but I could not tell you how it starts, who's all in it. I don't. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, Chronicle next week, guys. And yeah, that brings us to our in and out.
Yep.
And Nathaniel, today it's a combined in and out. Why? Because what I'm going to tell you is a first for us, and it technically aligns with what we've asked people to do. Whether or not that's what's happened here, it is our very first hate comment.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, baby.
It's in.
Woo! It happened. It came on Spotify.
Uh-huh.
And this was about this was about episode 45, where we talked about supermarkets, existential crises, and what was the movie on that? It was Nate, do you know what episode 45 was for us?
No.
Let me see here. Let me open this up and see what that was.
Crisis.
Yeah. I Heart Huckabees. This is our episode. And so the user, I'm going to blow up their spot because they made it public. Electric Sex Pants, so take it or leave it, says, you've chosen to center this episode around this unique, quirky, thoughtful, interesting movie, but you spend the whole time talking about Disney brain rot, the last stuff on earth anyone needs to talk about anymore. It's like, bro, I don't remember that. So I did, and I actually can't believe I couldn't remember I Heart Huckabees, because I went and played this episode for myself a little bit. I zoomed in and I was like, we don't talk about that shit during the actual movie. Like, we don't usually go on that big of a tangent, especially back then. We never really went on big tangents in the middle of the movie recaps. And I was like, okay, great. And then I saw, like, under the notifications, and so you cannot see this other comment from the same user. It was deleted, apparently. The other comment in our notifications that got overridden by the one I read to you was, all caps, why don't you talk about the movie? And I think it's deleted because he was responding to the first half of our episodes where we would do the themes and then talk about the movie. And he went, they're not talking about I Heart Huckabees. And then he realized we started talking about the movie, deleted that comment, and still referenced something from our opener in the movie section of then he made this, like, quote unquote thoughtful comment about how we were talking about Disney brain rot, which I guarantee we did not spend the most episode. But anyway, I don't care. I love it. Thank you, Electric Sex Pants. I hope somehow you're still listening despite hating that.
Yeah. Also, did you rate 5 stars like we say?
Dude, I can't tell. It won't show me. I don't know. Honestly, that's a great question. I hope they did. And so, that's our first hate comment. It happened. This is a big moment for both of us. It's both in and out because of that. And I can respond, Nate. And I don't know how to. Do I start
I know it's been a minute, but come on back.
Dude, that's actually good. Hold on, I'm going to do that live. I know it's been a minute, but come on back. I was going to send back, I'm sorry, we apologize, like, do something really sarcastic, but I was like, no, I want to actually engage with him. Hey, we know it's been a minute, but come on back. And the thing is, he left this, I say it's a he, I'm just guessing, I don't think... I think that the demeanor in which this person has said it sounds like a real angry dude. But they made this comment 16 days ago in our time for the episode that came out in 2022. So it's been a while, but come on back doesn't really apply, but I think I'm going to leave it anyway. I'm going to add, we miss you. So, hey, we know it's been a minute, but come on back, we miss you. There, I published it. It's there. All right. I'll let you know if they respond. But there you go. One for the record books. It happened. So thank you for Nate. Thanks the audience for telling those you hate. It's our most important line in there.
Yes, honestly, that's it means something actually.
But yeah, that you know what? If Electric Sex Pants is listening now, what can they do in the meantime? Do you have a recommendation for them?
Yeah, this recommendation I think they would thoroughly enjoy, because I don't think you'll want to relive this, but it's my recommendation, so I'm going to recommend it.
Oh boy.
It's a game by Rainier Kenzia? Yeah, Rainier Kenzia. And the game is called My City.
Hey, I had fun playing that, even though myself and your wife got absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, so My City is a good, just legacy kind of style game where you're going through and you have a map and you're building a city Tetris style, making sure all the shapes fit, and you get points based off of these colors match with these colors. They're all connected and intertwined. You don't cross the river, certain stuff like that, and it evolves throughout the game. And yeah, it's actually, I think it's a really fun game. We might have played it a little quicker than other people might have, because we set ourselves with a timer of like 5 seconds to place a building.
We had to rush to make life or game-long decisions in 1 second type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely really fun game, and you can replay it just with the pre-made maps.
Yeah, and I bought that game. That was my game I bought and brought to you guys.
Yeah.
That you're using as you won't recommend this, but I'm going to recommend it. It feels like extra betrayal. It is, yeah, it uses stickers and stuff when you're creating your permanent city on this map, so it is replayable to a certain degree, probably not as a fulfilling replay.
Well, I mean,
maybe
it has a flip side. The board has two sides. The main side of like, oh, this is for the legacy. The other side is just that replay value.
Oh, so one is like a one-off run through and one's the legacy side. Okay.
Yep.
I take it all back. You're right. This is your recommendation. You tell them about it. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It was Cat and I's. It was Cat and I's Township, your megalopolis. Like, goddamn.
Yeah. Hey, it's all right. I played the main character because you get to name your city, so mine was very basic. I've just called My City.
Yeah, son of a bitch, man. All right. Well, a game that you have not played, but I am playing currently, is the sequel to Subnautica, none other than Subnautica 2. It came out on Steam, and I've been playing it, and I'm loving it. And number one was a banger. It's a sandbox game, basically, where you're out in an ocean, and you're discovering the mystery, and there's deep sea creatures. It can be a little unnerving when you go into the depths and you can't see, and then you hear the thing. It's like great. It's got great audio and all this stuff. And The physics are fun when you're going in and out of the water, and there's like a breathing mechanic, like 30 seconds, and you're like, holy shit, you are swimming as fast as you can to get to that surface before you black out and lose all this progress in the stuff you're holding and stuff like it. There's some stakes in this game. But anyway, number 2 has just come out, in our timeline, and there was controversy around it. And according to a user called Homeless Alex _Alex, so this was Reddit, but he's just recapping what is from reported on other actual game sites and stuff. A group called the Krafton Corporation bought the Subnautica dev studio and promised to pay the devs bonuses, capped at $250 million, based on revenue that the game makes between now and September when it came out. The more they make, the more Krafton will end up having to pay them up to that $250 million cap, which should be achieved by commercially successful number 2. The devs came to them a few months later after they made this deal and said that they are on track to release before the end of 2025, so the bonus is in play. Krafton's CEO panicked, asked their lawyers if they can get out of paying the $250 million. Their law team said no, it's airtight. The CEO then disregards his own legal team and asks ChatGPT to tell him how he can get out of paying the money. ChatGPT tells him to fire the lead devs and then to try to push a bunch of BS requirements on the rest of the team to waste their time so that the game gets pushed to 2026 so he doesn't have to pay out these bonuses. So he fired them, luckily. And so everybody was like, don't buy this game. It's controlled by evil corporate douchebags. The fired devs sued. The court actually found in their favor, and the Krafton company is no longer allowed to hinder the release of the game in any way, and they have to reinstate the fired lead devs. So they did that. And they will also likely have to pay the $250 million they promised to the devs now, because the game is selling like crazy. Because then everybody in all the forums were like, remember what we said about don't buy? Now buy the shit out of this game, because if you buy it, you screw up the CEO. If you buy it, they have to pay out the bonus they tried to get rid of. And so if you're out there and you want to play a really cool game, buy Subnautica 2 and screw over a CEO.
I don't even have Steam, but I should just sign up for a quick account and buy it.
just want to buy it and hold on to it. You should get Steam. That's my recommendation. Get Steam. Everybody gets Steam, so I have people to play with. But anyway, no, yeah. I think that's just it's a great game, and I'm glad. I was when they said, like, don't buy, I was like, oh, son of a bitch. I really want to play number 2. And then once they brought him back and it's all gravy, I'm like, cool. It felt good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, with that, Todd, I guess, where can they find us?
Guys, just like Electric Sex Pants did, you can find us on the social media. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram for sure. That's where you're going to see most of our stuff. You can leave a comment on Spotify. You can rate, rank, subscribe, all that good stuff on the platform you're listening to it on. Do it on all of them. Just share the wealth. I don't know. Or, whatever. Write a letter to us. A ship in the bottle, we said. There was something else we told them to do. There was...
Carrier pigeon?
Carrier pigeon, that's right. Also do the carrier pigeon. Do all those things. That'd be great. The more creative, the better. And then at the end of the day, tell everyone. Tell your Tell your trends. Get us trending by telling your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones, and tell Electric Sex Pants.
Yes. Tell the people you hate.
Although we don't hate you, Electric Sex Pants. That's
No.
You.
Yeah. We're telling Electric Sex Pants to tell the people they hate. That's right. Therefore,
because he would give us bad shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. No, you are our customer. Electric Sex Pants, you are the person we've been talking to. Be like them.
Yes. Well, I guess with that, woohee.
He did one. He did a callback. Woo! Yeah, it's fucking Candyland. I am exhausted, guys. So whatever you're doing, finish it and go to bed. And if it's middle of the day, take a nap.
Bye.
Bye.